Hey everybody, so I just recorded my 101st tune of the day. I'm done now. That's it. But I figured I would, since I just finished recording it, I figured I would come on and make a video about some things that I learned. Like, what are the good and the bad that have come out of this tune of the day exercise that I've put myself through over the last, I don't know, 7 months or so. So, in September, when the school year started, I'm middle school and high school band director. So I get into work early. I'm just an early bird. You know, it's not good or bad compared to anybody else, but I get into work usually a little bit before 6 a.m. So I've been trying to record these tunes of the day somewhere between 6 a.m. and post them by 6:30. And I started this in like September-ish. So every day that I'm actually in school, with the exception of just a couple of these that I recorded at home, which you'll be able to tell because it was a different background. Every day that I've been in school, I've gotten into school and recorded a tune a day. I forced myself to do it. So let me give you some good and bad, some things that I learned, some stuff that came out of it. Let me give you the good. So here's a good thing for me as I look back on it. I'm really happy that I accomplished what I set out to do. I kind of set a goal for myself of I want to record every day and I want to try to get to 100. 100 tunes. I want to see if I can do it. Now, what's the purpose of me doing this? Well, the primary thing for me in this was to hold myself accountable to playing every day. Because, you know, it's really easy for me to get wrapped up in paperwork or have to do something here or there or whatever at work because, you know, the day-to-day happens and there are other needs. So I figured if I got into work early enough, which I always have, I always try to get into work early. Again, this is when my brain functions the best, maybe. But I try to get into work early and then get this done. So I was trying to hold myself accountable to actually picking up the saxophone and playing. And this was a great way to do it because there would be video proof. And I actually finished a task. And so I am so happy that I actually finished something because it's really easy for me to set a goal for something and then not complete it. So I actually completed it. Yay, great for me. And I wanted to do it before baseball season started because for me, once baseball season starts, and again, I'm a baseball coach as well, once baseball season starts, my mindset is not necessarily in 2-5s, it's in double plays. See what I did there? Anyway, it's just what it is. That's part of life. So the best thing for me was I was able to finish a task. That's a really good thing. And here's a bad thing for doing 100 tunes a day. This was basically my practice for the last 7 months or so. I didn't really dig deep into anything else. I would come into work and my practice for the day was one tune that I'll peel back the curtain a little bit. I recorded it over and over and over and over again so that I could get, you know, a good couple of minutes on each tune and then edit it down to a short. So I would have, you know, some days I would come in and if for whatever reason, maybe it was like the second or third take, and I'm like, okay, I got it today. This is good. Post it. Other days it was like literally, I don't know, 18 to 25 videos. Some of them are like 3 or 4 seconds long because I would go to start and then I would just be like, okay, I got to stop. I got to do it over and over again. So that was bad in that, again, I'm not really digging deep into anything. It was just that day, that 30 minutes, I'm focused on that one tune. I wasn't really practicing the horn. I really was playing, although there's practice in it. And that leads to another good point. For me, the practice was doing something until it was good. And again, good is relative. You know, it was good to me. It may not be good to anybody else, but for me, it was like, okay, that's good today. I can live with that and I can post that. And again, I'll peel back the curtain a little bit more. Nobody posts anything on YouTube unless they want laughs. That's bad. So I didn't want to post something that was bad. I thought about it all along, like, man, I should be posting some of these outtakes. But by the way, my camera doesn't have that much. I mean, my phone, which I use my phone, it doesn't have that much memory, so I had to delete videos like every day. And I already pay for extra storage, so technology. So So there's the bad. I didn't really dig deep into anything, but another good is that I did try to do something well. I tried to accomplish something every day and worked until it was better. So, okay, with that, here's a good. I held myself to a standard every day, like not standard tune. I mean, I didn't want things to be like here. I wanted it to be up here. I was trying to do the best that I could every day and work through it in a short amount of time. So that was good. I kind of put myself under pressure every day. Here's another one. Speaking of pressure, here's a bad. I didn't know as many tunes as I thought I knew. So all the tunes that I did, I didn't read any of these. So like I didn't have a music stand in front of me reading the tune out of a fake book. These are all tunes that I know. And that was kind of the point for me. I wanted to see how well I knew them, to see if I could play them solo without accompaniment. Now there are some of them that had backing tracks, and some days I needed to put a metronome on because I just wasn't feeling the ability to play in time by myself. So I put a metronome on. And I'm sorry, some of those, the metronome was clicking really loud. So I apologize for that. But I just didn't know as many tunes as I thought I knew. So I got to about like 70, 65, and I was like, what else can I play? And I know, obviously I knew more tunes, but you start to think about it, it's hard to, if you're not playing gigs all the time, it's hard to keep all of those tunes fresh in your mind. So this was, another thing, just a positive for me is to try to like increase and maintain a repertoire. So what I did was after like 65 tunes, I would be writing lists of tunes as I sit down and actually have to think about like, oh wait, what else do I know? Okay, this. Oh, what did I play on Cocktails? Okay, this, because stuff doesn't come to your mind. And that was another reason for me to do these. Now I've got a nice long list of videos of tunes that I feel comfortable with, that, it's a working list that I can reference on my YouTube page. So, but I don't know as many tunes as I thought I knew. And there are other tunes that I just didn't do that I have played before, but I didn't do them because I didn't feel like I was comfortable enough with them to do them by myself for whatever reason, whether, I didn't actually know the changes as well as I thought I did, or I had just learned it for a gig previously and then didn't really know the tune. So these like 101 things that I've just played, I know these. I've played these a lot, and I can play these with or without a backing track, and I know the changes. I can play in multiple keys, most of these tunes. So, but yeah, it was a shock for me. Like, wow, you don't know as many tunes as you think you know. So that was a good point. Bad, but it's also good. So here's maybe the last couple thoughts, and I'm gonna wrap this up. Here's a good. I don't play that many gigs, like seriously. I play like maybe 2 to 3 jazz gigs a year if I'm lucky. And out of those 2 or 3 jazz gigs, one or two might even be a big band gig. So like I'm not really playing standards, I'm reading charts on a gig like that. So for me, this was my gig, because even if I've got like 150 people viewing one of these shorts, well, that's probably more than would be in a jazz club. So for me, this was like my gig every day. I would go and play a tune. And I was holding myself accountable to the standards that I would have if I was on a gig. Now, obviously, on a gig, you don't have a chance to redo and redo and redo, but that was part of it for me. So this was like a gig. Now, on the negative side, this was my gig. I'm not out, playing in front of people. I wish I could, and I'm working on that. I'm gonna work on that to see if I can maybe, shake the tree a little bit and see what falls out as far as gigs go. I've never been a self-promoter as far as like playing in clubs and all that kind of stuff. My life just has gone a different direction, and I'm very happy about that. But now I'm at a point where I would love to play more, so I'm gonna see if I can do that. But, this is a negative in that this was my gig. And I'm not getting paid for any of this, and that's fine. But, this was the jazz gig. And so I did like 101 tunes. So, I don't know, every jazz gig, I don't know, you play like maybe 15 tunes. So do the math. This has been like 5 gigs, something like that for me, over the course of these months. So there you go. Do I think it's a worthwhile activity of what I did? Yes, it definitely was worthwhile for me, for the good and the bad. Do I think the good outweighs the bad? Yes. So I do think I benefited from doing this activity, this 101 tunes. If for nothing else, I now have a video log of repertoire for myself to refer back to, and maybe for you as well. Like maybe there are tunes that you haven't thought of. And by the way, I didn't know Line for Lions until Will Stonier had mentioned that tune, and I loved it, and I still do. And so now that's like in my repertoire. I learned that tune and now can play that, and played it as one of these videos. So I'll be posting other tunes, but it's not going to be every day at 6:30 a.m. So I'm looking forward to some videos coming up. I'm hoping that I'm able to do it. There's some standards that I'd like to kind of take apart and look at as far as techniques. But, other than that, I need a little bit of a break from the tune a day so I can actually dig into trying to make myself a better saxophone player. So there you go. Tune a day. It's done. All right. Hope you all are well, and I'll see you on the next video.